Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to this Yin Yoga class where we will be focusing on the inner thighs mainly. And it's because I feel like this area is often neglected and we don't stretch enough into it. That's why we will be doing these yoga poses to pay more attention to it. And I will have one block at hand. I mean, it's not completely obligatory, but some of these poses can be quite intense and we will be staying in each pose for a large amount of time, from 3 to 5 minutes. So I think a block or two can be a good idea, or a pillow, a book will do too. So once you are ready, we will start in a wide-legged child's pose. So we can come onto the hands and knees, and then widen your knees and come to sit back onto your toes. The toes touch, the heels are apart, and just choose a wide stand, as wide as it's comfortable. Don't overdo it because, as I said, we will be staying here for a while and we want to feel some stretch, but not too much that it would be unbearable or too uncomfortable. And then you can lower yourself onto the ground, maybe putting your forehead onto the mat or one cheek, whatever feels better. So first stretch into the inner thighs. First moment to really slow down, to pause from maybe a busy day you've had so far. So we are trying not only work on some physical stretches, but also to quiet our mind a little bit, to breathe deeper through the nose, and to just melt into each pose as much as we can. Make sure that your belly is loose, so there is lots of space for the belly. And keep pressing the hips into the heels. And slowly you can start coming out of the pose, coming into the tabletop position, bringing the knees together, and we will come into lizard pose next. So first on the right foot, so we will bring the right foot to the top of the mat, maybe even on the side of the mat, so it is a wide stand, a little bit wider than the traditional low lunge. So we have both hands next to the right foot, and it's an intense pose for sure, so that's where I'm gonna use the block, but you don't have to. And you can stay high up on your hands or lower down on your forearms, or also you can use the block for support and lower onto the block. So make sure that the right knee doesn't go past the right ankle, and keep pressing the hips closer to the ground. Focus on your breath, as it's really gonna help you in a pose like that. And you can also notice what you are telling yourself, and when things get hard, maybe notice the internal dialogue that goes through your mind when things are not easy. And if you feel like it's really too much, you can always come higher up on your hands and stay a little bit higher, or come out of the pose completely, of course. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. No tension in the upper part of the body, or minimal tension. Use your hands, your arms for support to lift you up from the pose. Go slowly. There's no need to rush. Bring the right foot to meet the left. And we will switch sides. So now coming with the left foot to the top of the mat, wide stance, so maybe the left foot is even off the mat. And again, staying as high as you need to. You don't have to necessarily repeat the same as you did on the other side. Every side feels different, so you can go higher or lower. Just respect the sensation in your body and don't try to force it into something that it doesn't want to do today. Don't try to force it to have the same experience as you had on the right one. And be kind, be gentle to yourself, because it's a really intense pose. So we don't want to pull here and push. We are just letting our body naturally open and create more space in the inner thighs, in the inner groin. This area can be really stiff. So doing less here is definitely more. Let's start coming out of the pose slowly, mindfully. And before we come onto our next pose, just do any movements that feel good here to bring some blood again back to the hips, to the thighs, to release the circulation. So anything you need to do here, just take a moment. And we will start prepping ourselves up for deer pose. Another not easy one. I'm not really saving you today. So we will start putting the right shin to be parallel to the longer edge of the mat. And we have a 90-degree angle in the knee. And we will start bringing the left leg behind us, and the left thigh is also parallel to the longer edge of the mat, and again a 90-degree angle in the leg. So right shin is just in front of the left thigh. And you can actually stay high up, just bringing the palms behind you, or you can lower yourself down onto the forearms. But just notice if your knees are coming up, maybe one knee or both knees, and it means that the knees are just trying to compensate because the stretch is too much and it's too intense. So if this is what is happening, it's better always to stay a little bit higher up, and you will see with time maybe you will try to lower a little bit down and it will be more accessible with time. So don't really try to force it and push yourself, and let the gravity do the work for you, because you want to feel some sensation, you want to feel a nice stretch, but it shouldn't be painful, it shouldn't be unbearable. We still want to be able to relax into it. So take your time to find the pose, to settle in. And once you are ready, you can close your eyes. And gently keep pressing the right knee closer to the mat. And even if this is too much, it's still too intense, you can put a block or a blanket underneath your hips. So if the hips are a little bit elevated, it helps with this pose. And again, no tension in the upper body. So try to keep pressing the shoulders away from the ears. Relax your jaw, your neck. And of course, the arms need to work a little bit. Try to keep them as relaxed as possible. And start lifting your left knee up very slowly, then the right knee will follow. And before we do the same on the other side, we will drop the knees from side to side slowly in the windshield wiper motion to release. And then come all the way up, and we will be setting ourselves for the other side. So this time the left shin is parallel to the longer edge of the mat, 90-degree angle in the knee, and the right thigh will be parallel to the longer edge of the mat. And again, choosing the variation that works for you, maybe staying higher up and then going deeper, or really depends on your mobility and the range of motion. So try what works for you on this side and try to enjoy the stretch. If your mind starts to wander, if it tries to plan the activities for the day ahead or go through the to-do list, the easiest thing to do is to come back to your breath or to focus on the sensation in your body, in your thigh and hip. So it is normal for the mind to wander, just we don't want to get caught up in the dialogue too much and too long. And just wait like we did before. We will start coming out of the pose, lifting both knees up and dropping the knees from side to side. You might already be noticing a big difference in your inner thighs, in your hips. And stop in the middle and lower down onto your back. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch and drop the knees to the sides. So the closer you have the feet to your hips, to your butt, the more intense it's gonna feel. So play with the distance a little bit, and then once you are comfortable, start relaxing into this pose. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. And you will see that with time, the gravity will pull the knees closer to the ground. So don't worry if they are really high up now. Don't try to pull them closer to the ground. Just let the body naturally melt into the pose. It's a great pose to open into the pelvic area, the inner thighs, the inner groin. It also supports circulation in the lower body. Circulation in the reproductive organs, supporting our hormonal balance. It really works on many levels. use your hands to lift the knees back up together and straighten the legs. Take lots of space, preparing ourselves for Shavasana, the final resting pose. So you can extend your arms, the palms are facing up. Nothing has to work, just really the final time, just for yourself, the final moments of relaxation, and digesting and noticing the changes in your lower body, the inner thighs, the hips. Scan your body and notice if there is any difference compared to when you stepped onto the mat. You can observe not just the physical changes, but the emotional, mental as well. Start slowly moving your fingers, your toes. Make the movements bigger, stretch out long. And then roll onto one side, maybe with your eyes still closed. And slowly come to take a seat, so we can finish the practice together. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra to the front of your heart. And we will finish this practice with a big breath out the mouth together. So take a deep breath in, inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice and that you feel differently even now in this seated position. It should feel quite different after the stretches we've done. Please do let me know in the comments how it felt, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye!